So the other day I made this crazy R&B trap soul beat. It came out like it's just wild, and today we're gonna break it down. So let's get into it. All right, so I do use natural light for my videos, and the sun is coming in and out of the clouds like crazy today. So if the color changes a lot, there's not much I could do about it. I apologize, but let's get into it. So first off, we need to hear the beat. Let's go ahead and play it. That vocal's crazy. Then we have another switch up. And then we're gonna drop into a low part right here with the 808. Oh, that little part's probably my favorite part when it drops in. The hi-hats just kind of come in, and then there's a late kick in 808. And it just going up higher instead of going lower just made it perfect. So really for this beat, the first thing that I started with was this chord progression, which is really just 2 chords, and I ended up transposing it. But this is the one that I played. So let me go ahead and play it on the keyboard. This is what I used inside of Keyscape. And then if I go to the chord progression, there's a few more things to it, but you'll see if I bring it down to D, right? And that's all I played, real simple. And then I added these 2 notes in. And that's all it was. And then I went ahead and I brought it up. So let's bring it back to where it is. And then from here, I layered in another Rhodes, which is this one right here. So let's hear this one. Same thing. Just smooth. And then those 2 together, you know, gave us this sound. And this was like the foundation of the beat. Right? And then I brought in another Rhodes, which is this one right here. And all it is about 2 notes. I think it's only 2. Yeah. And it is this preset. So let's hear it by itself. And it doesn't do much, but to me, when I added it, it kind of just added something to the chords that were already there, even though it's the same notes. It's just different, and it adds a little bit of texture. So from there, what I ended up doing was laying down a quick little stab bass, and this just follows along with the chords that we have playing. Right? Real simple. So after that came in, you know, vocals, 808s, all that good stuff got added. And then we get all these different transition parts. And I wanted this beat to kind of be broken down in like 3 different sections. So for the first section, we have like this sine bass going, right? And that's just following along with a few different transition notes right here. Goes back up, then comes back down. Then after that, we get some hi-hats. So let's go ahead and add those in with the snap. And the hi-hats are very simple, as you can hear, right? A little bit of velocity moves going on. And then we have this other hi-hat that kind of gives it like an off bounce. I actually didn't add any velocity to this. And then a kick that kind of just follows along, hits twice in the beginning. And that note right there is like actually important to this, is where it hits. And it hits with that second bass, and it kind of just like drags it forward. It has like this certain feeling to it. Watch right here. just leads us into the next one. So that was super important for this beat. I really liked how that came out. And then from here in Arcade, I just added a vocal that matched the key signature, and this was the vocal that we ended up getting for it. And there's actually 2 different vocals in this track, as well as like a bell that you see, which will break down. So let me play this first vocal. But let's hear what the vocal sounds like without like any other processing on it. So let me come over here to Arcade and let me cut this off and watch how it's going to sound. So of course I had to take a lot of that high end out, a lot of that low end out, and add like a nice reverb to it. And when you add everything else in, just add in like the bass right now. And then the vocal changes right here. And then that brings us to the second part. So this part and the intro are the same, besides, let's see, the snap right here isn't in the one over here. But then when we get over here, the vocal actually changes. And it's a different phrase. That's actually where I got the name of this, the beat for. And it just sounds so good. And then I ended up exporting a part of it and pitching it down to give us this one, so they could just merge together. And then the last thing we have added to it is this bell. So let's go over here. Let's go to bell. It's in Omnisphere, and it's this bell right here. And then I ended up just playing like a quick little melody over it. And then that little bell melody kind of just comes in and out throughout the beat. It comes in on the intros and like the little break parts that we have. And I really wanted to make sure this was open. If I add the bell in, it kind of fills it up a little bit too much. Let's listen to what that sounds like. See, there's just way too much going on. Then we take out the bell and it's just perfect. It's nice and open. And then that second chord progression comes in, right? The one that we copied over to a different Rhodes. And then you see that part doesn't come in when the bell's in there, so that it kind of has a full feeling to it, but we don't have that bell that just is in the way on those drops. And then after that, we drop out back into a part that does have the bell. That vocal just sounds so crazy. And then we're going to come up on the next part, which actually has an 808, which just follows the same notes. And then we have a break right here. It's just smooth, leaves it nice and open for a verse. And let me show you what happened if we just put the kick and the 808 in right after. Like, it sounds cool, but this way just has so much more character to it. A little build up. Then it goes back up. It just sounds perfect. And it all started literally just from these 2 simple chords. And then from there, I just added a few more things, and the vocal really helped it take off. And then having those 3 different parts to the beat with a different vocal really help out. So real quick, I'm going to play the beat again, but if you do want to hear the full beat, there'll be a link in the description of this video. as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, leave a thumbs up. You guys can follow me on all social medias at Lifestyle Did It. Make sure to hit my site, lifestyledidit.com, for everything else. Other than that, subscribe to your boy, push notifications. Thanks.